think I did at least. No, maybe not though. That. Probably okay. All right, let's see what he does. Okay, let's play this.
It's interesting to see, you have these 1e4 players, and boy, the e4 players are having difficulties. And then you have these d4 players, and they don't like playing d4 right away because maybe the queen's gambit accepted. So they like to get into their d pawn openings by first playing knight f3 and g3 and bishop g2.
Right.
And we've gotten, whoa, this is a
I
funny Catalan.
I prepared this line with black before the US Championship. This has gotten very popular recently. Christopher Yu actually is one of the first ones who's played this line regularly with black. Looks very, very strange, Yasser, but it's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's like you go b5, the guy goes a4, and you ignore it. Like, what?
Yep, you just take my pawn, I don't care. And now the line is knight c3, bishop takes f3. You snag the pawn on d4. So that's one of the main lines.
Right.
6, of course. Now, Oparin played c5 against him and queen a5, so that's why I'm changing it up with knight c6 here. See what he wants to play. Go here. I have knight b6 next move to hit the queen.
Wow. And knight d7 was played very, very quickly. And it's a move that when you see it, you kind of wonder about it, but then visually you go, okay, wait a minute. If I get to go knight b6 and bishop to f6, there's going to be some serious pressure on the d4 pawn. So yeah, I can get behind that. It's remarkable. Seriously, the Catalan is like one of these openings that, it gets played really, really a lot. And then it's sort of like everybody stops playing it. It's like, yeah, it's dead. It's dead. It's dead.
It's so weird how that
happens. And then it comes
the
back and it's like infused with new ideas. And look at this, queen a1, like, and then it suddenly becomes very, very popular again.
I remember, and then everybody like goes, the last of these cycles. Yeah, like there was this line that was discovered for black that included the move c7, c6. And everybody started playing, and it was like, this is the refutation. That's it.
Right.
The Catalan is gone for good. And then some dude, Yakovenko or somebody, played it again. And that started the whole cycle again. He found a new idea. We know where the story went from there. You're absolutely right. That's
it really
many
is.
Openings.
Yeah, the Catalan itself seems to have 9 lives as far as an opening and a defense, what have you. And I'm warming up to the position for black because in some really peculiar way, this bishop on d5 is like this great cement, like glue. Oh. And if you get to play moves like c7, c5 and just trade things off.
Makes a lot of sense as a move. I can play knight f6 here. The only question, okay, so he plays queen b1. I mean, knight f6 seems fine. I don't know, it seems completely fine to me unless I'm crazy. So I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to go back. Because on e4 I have knight d3, and knight g5 I just trade. Knight e5 I assume I can trade and draw the game. Bishop f4 I have knight d5. e4 knight d3 looks fine. Think about this for a second.
Blocks the queen's defense of the e4 pawn, and I'm guessing e4 knight d3 knight e5 queen d4 knight d3 is nothing but a draw.
Oh, so you're saying here, and now try to smoke that knight out of d3.
Queen takes d4, knight takes d3, bishop e3. Yeah,
likely
a draw.
This bishop a little bit lame on g2, which is hurting white's chances here, I think.
Yeah, no, that's not bringing home the bacon. It needs more.
I mean, e4 must be wrong. So if e4 is wrong, how does white play this for any kind of advantage is the question. I mean, you can obviously go knight e5. Okay, it goes bishop g5, so h6 takes 6. Maybe knight g5 is a move. Again, pretty skeptical about the way he's played this, so I have to say I'm actually quite skeptical. I think queen a8 and I'm just fine here. I mean, h6 takes and I'm fine too, but queen a8 just looks right somehow. I don't really know why, but it just feels right. If queen a8 feels right, I'm just gonna play it. It just looks right somehow. I mean, e4 I have knight d3 even. If he trades, I just take. I have knight d5 is a big threat here too. Somehow this just does not look right for white. In terms of playing for a win. I mean, white's not worse or anything, but I don't really feel like white can claim an advantage here. Okay, so he plays queen a1, which I think is more or less an actual draw offer. So he just actually more or less offers me a draw with queen a1, which is interesting. Now I can trade and probably go knight c2 and rook b8, and that almost certainly is enough for a draw. And I play for more as a question. Like, can I go h6 and play for more? I mean, it seems pretty drawish if I play h6. Trying to think if there's any chances. I mean, queen a1 is reasonable. Knight c2 is maybe a move. h6 is also a move. Rook d8 is also a move. So many options here. I don't see it, so I'm just gonna go h6. If he takes, I just take, and if he trades, I just take. I mean, maybe he has something and I'm just missing it, but I mean, it seems very, very unlikely this is actually losing. So I have the double pawns, but he can never really go knight d2 because I just take d4. Goes knight e5 with trade knight 6 rook b8. I mean, that has to be a draw. And bishop f4, I think knight d5 also just looks like an easy draw too.
Okay, let's do it. Let's just go right down the most direct path. Bishop f6, bishop f6, queen a8, something recaptures. Knight to e5. I mean, it's like the cleaning lady. Knight to e5. Cleaning lady comes in and just vacuums the whole
right, everything.
Now you could play c5 or you could play bishop e5, your choice.
This definitely likeliest to end in a draw, but yeah, I guess white is not risking there. Let's see. Fedoseev, he took the queen first. So now the question is, does he take the knight or does he drop the bishop back? Either to f4, maybe to d2. I don't know about that.
I can understand d2.
Although black has c5 there, I feel like the worst is behind him.
Let me try something else. How about bishop f6, bishop f6? Oh, he did play bishop to d2. Bishop f6, I was going to suggest bishop f6, knight to David 2. Mm-hmm. Then if you traded everything on g2 and took on d4, I was going to take on c4, and I got nothing.
Pretend that you have a slot.
I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend. No, there's nothing.
Rook d8 by Nakamura, who's played really, really fast. He's got almost 8 minutes left.
Inviting rook a1.
But then does he have c5?
No, I feel like Fedoseev is actually trying maybe to make a loss. Because I don't like his position at all here. If he goes e3, I mean, there's knight d3, there's c5. I mean, it's kind of a little bit scary for white. It should still be a draw pretty routinely, but he goes knight b5. Now this one I thought there was c5 though. Wait a second. Or wait. I have bishop c6 too. Wait a second. Bishop c6. Wait a second. Bishop c6. Bishop b4. Bishop b4. 7. Bishop d6. Knight a6. Bishop b7. Knight e5. Wait a second. Wait a second. This actually. Wait a second. If he goes knight a3, I take e3. That's probably just a draw.
Bouncing Melons just subscribed.
Knight a3.
Well, the rook is hanging, right? So you got to go.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! I hallucinated. I thought the knight was on e3 or something.
Right.
Knight f3 takes d1.
I was going to say rook c1, bishop f3, bishop b4. Sorry, you were about to ask a question. Have I done something like that?
This is more important. I feel like you've probably borne witness to these kinds of illegal moves in your career. Probably more than one.
Yes. My favorite one really was Granda Zuniga. I think I've mentioned it before to you. Granda Zuniga versus Michael Gurevich in an interzonal in Manila, where Granda Zuniga sacrificed his queen and was going to make a knight fork. At the same time that Michael captured the queen, he put his hand on Zuniga's knight, so it can't move because it was in a pin. Right? Like an illegal move. And I mean, it was like he was taking the queen and also preventing the knight from moving and forking. It was pretty hilarious. But yeah, those illegal moves, man, it's just not fair,
I remember. I mean, I was playing a K-5 nationals, and I hated those tournaments because I was 2000, I would always lose to a 1600. So in round 3, I was playing a 1600 and I got wiped off the board. I had a knight and a pawn and he had a rook and 3 pawns. It was something totally winning. And he makes an illegal move. And I got really, really excited because I thought that an illegal move forfeited the game. I just never knew the rule. So I called over the arbiter and I'm like, he just made an illegal move.
Yeah.
And the arbiter says, he looks at the position, says, congrats, here's your 2 minutes, as if that's
right.
And I'm like, what?
That's the penalty. That's all I get.
2 lashings. Come
2
on.
lashings, minutes. Bishop c6. After some thinking there, Hikaru did not like defending this pawn on c7. He didn't like pushing it to c5 as you had suggested, like a kind of a knee-jerk reacting kind of move. Bishop c6. Now,
I think it is, though. I think this was not the right move. No, I miscalculated this line. I think I did at least. No, maybe not, though. That. Probably okay. Oh, he takes. I did not expect that. Wait. It was knight a7? Okay, so he has an actual idea with knight e5, I guess. Okay, so if I go bishop a4, rook a1, bishop e8, knight e5. Okay, I have to be very careful here. Wait a second. Go bishop a8, knight e5. Why did I do this? This is so stupid of me. 4 rook a1. 895. This is kind of stupid.
_melons_killin_felons just subscribed.
Here?
Pointing to equality. It is because of the move bishop d5, but what is the follow-up to knight e5? Is it rook a8 and rook a2, trying to get active that way?
Maybe I've overestimated the power of the knight on c6. I actually thought the knight on c6 was, incredibly godlike, but maybe it's not. I mean, that would be so disappointing. So here I'm thinking rook c1. Again with the idea of f3 e4.
Right, he plays it.
Okay.
Now, bishop takes c6, knight takes c6, rook a2 is a concrete approach to the position. But maybe white has a tiny little something something there. So knight d7.
Whoa, inviting e4, bishop
Guess he wants
c6,
to
knight c6.
route the knight to b6, where it's a lot
Wow.
safer. No, he goes rook a2. And I think the game is
Okay.
fizzling out.
Almost made a big mistake there, but this should be a draw now. But knight b6. Back. Yeah, rook c4, rook b2, and I mean, I will draw this game. A little bit sketchy for sure, but so I can always go even knight b8 to trade the knights, and it should be a draw. Maybe not an easy draw, but it should be a draw.
Messages just subscribed.
Take.
Win for GOAT status.
His knight is maybe really good or really bad. I don't know. This bishop e4. Play rook e2. I can play knight b8, but I think. Where do I go knight b6 first? Wait a second. Wait a second. I think actually maybe I just go here. Just attack the rook. Go g5. Yeah, now I can go rook d2 and should be pretty easy. I'm pretty straightforward. Goes there. I guess I go. Do I go to d2 or not? Or do I try to jump? I mean, I think I just go like there maybe. Give him knight d8, but I have bishop e7. Might be. I'm actually not playing this very well. I mean, I have knight d5 here or something. What am I doing?
And what is happening after knight d8, Daniel?
Bishop e7, maybe his idea. Yep, he plays it.
And
Trying
you're
to get
saying
the
that
knight-
after knight f7, I'm trapped? I trap myself? No.
But the thing
And
is, rook c. Okay, no, he goes back.
Hikaru's head bopping, so that's usually a sign that he's like chill with his position.
Is Hikaru the one playing for something now? Rook a1. I mean, I find it
Well,
impossible to
then
believe that.
then you've misplaced the bishop on h5. If you wanted to go bishop h5 and knight d8, you did it because you were winning material, not because now he's lost too much time. It's gone. The advantage has disappeared.
Completely. And knight d8 is there bishop b2 going for.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
White's
to deal with
pawns.
that. Yeah. Well, the crazy part was he could have taken on f7, but then his pieces were gummied up, like they were stuck.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
That
I would
is ridiculous.
consider taking on a3 and going bishop f3 and just trying to sign the score sheets as quickly as possible.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, so he takes, so I take, and now, I mean, now we'll just draw the game. Okay. Oh, he's got rook f3, which I didn't see, actually. I didn't see rook f3, like, at all, but it's, okay, now it's just a matter of making the draw. Or do I not take the draw? Wait, maybe I don't take the draw. No, I think I play on. Let's go here. No, I think I play on, because the knight is better than the bishop here, so I definitely want to play on. No, I should not take the draw. I should actually play on here. Because now I have c5, and I mean I should 100% play on. What am I even thinking?
Yeah, I thought that White was doing everything right in a Catalan, and somehow he's now on the dark side of the torture. And there we've got the f5 move, the move you mentioned in the position.
Yeah, but I mean, takes him bishop e2. If White is careful, I don't think he should have any trouble. Bishop g4 stopping further progress of the king. The e6 pawn is a weakness, so it should be a
Exactly.
draw.
I agree with that now. The king can go to nicely to g2. The rook, as you say, can go to e2. And even for that matter, bishop f3, bishop takes d5. I think you can sign score sheets right there.
Yeah, it's coming
Rook.
next, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit off in this game. It's going to be a draw, so I shouldn't really be that unhappy, but yeah. Why did I go f5? That was actually really stupid. I should have just gone c5 here. Why didn't I just play c5? What's wrong with me? Yeah, they go c5. I think. I mean, it's still a draw, but I have chances. But this is not going to get it done. Go here, and I guess take here. Yeah, this is very, very poor. Let's go here, make the draw. I'll play on because why not? But I'm not going to win this game.
It's one of those games, Yasser, where if you look at it really, really quickly, you might conclude that it was just a boring draw, but it was anything but.
Exactly.
There was so much action in that multi-piece endgame.
It's surprising how much action there was. And by the way, the stills action, F2, F3, you can't play. I think Hikaru wanted to play G5, G4, but there's a rook C5 check that would have hurt your feelings. So
yes.
That would have been a nice trap for Fedoseev to set.
Now it's not over yet. Hikaru manages to snag a pawn, but it comes at a cost of his knight getting
really
gummied up on H2.
Oh my goodness! Now, today it still resonates over the decades is the Bobby Fischer bishop takes H2 and getting his bishop trapped. Knight takes H2. Was that taboo?
I think at the very least, if Hikaru needs to, he can sort of helicopter his knight out with G4 and knight F3.
Right. No, I don't think
offering a trade.
I mean, rook A6, bishop H5. I can't ever win that. Trade's interesting. F3. So I guess I go G4. Oh, is this just an easy draw, I guess?
Okay, now it's
whoa. F5?
F5?
Like, whoa. What just happened?
Can Hikaru get his knight to G5?
Oh, the king comes back just
all right, the king. Patriarch. Yeah, just
I was like, who is playing for a win here at the very end? Again, it's like what you said, if you just play through this game and you think it's a boring draw.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's just an easy draw. He is king F2 even. Probably I should have gone rook A6 and kept the piece on the board, but I don't he's too good of a player. I wouldn't have won that anyway. Go here. Check.
Woo! Hikaru trying every last chance.
Truly.
Fedoseev not to be tricked. This is going to be a draw. We're going to blitz tiebreaker 3+1. I think it's going to be a 3-time repetition.
Oh, frustrating. I probably had some chances. The game's going to start right away, so I won't get to look, I don't think. But I bet here. Let me see. See, 0.14, so maybe not much. Very slight edge. Okay, whatever. Next game should be starting right away. How it goes. Okay, next game should be starting pretty soon. I thought they start right away, so. See, do they start right away or what's going on? It's 3-2. Okay, let's just go.
Yes, and Hikaru reverting back to his stalwart vintage blitz opening, the knight F3, B3, Zukertort stuff. I don't know how to call it. Zukertort, is that the
Me either.
Zukertort's
when you say Zukertort, like, come on, Daniel, let's be clear. That makes you sound so knowledgeable. I'm not going to argue.
I played
the Zukertort. Oh yeah, you did.
What did you play? I played the Zukertort too. That's right.
That's
the Kali Zukertort Makaganov Bondarevsky system.
Yeah, right up there with you, buddy.
I played the Stislav Fribble. Yeah.
And now it's transposed to Queen's Gambit Accepted, which looks very even at this point.
plays knight bd7. Maybe I go b4. Maybe I just castle. Really not sure what I'm doing here. So he plays a5 to stop b4. So now I'll castle. Interesting. I can obviously take on d5 if I want. Also play like queen b1 maybe. I'm actually going to take here because I have knight e4. I have queen. He takes with the bishop. That's interesting. Not the move that I expected. Let's go here. It's keeping e4 alive, keeping b4, rook c1, rook d1. Very, very dry position though. Very, very dry. Super dry, as we like to say. Let's play rook d1. Yeah, I mean, at some point I have to do like knight c4, and I mean, this is just going to probably peter out into a draw. Not the opening I was hoping for, that's for sure.
But that's the point you were making too. With the bishop on d3, there's more monitoring to be done.
Right. Okay, rook ac8. So both sides
Complete
improving
their
their
development.
position. This is when it's maybe time to play h3 or just okay, a4.
I think I'm just going to go a4 and just lock this up and make the draw here. Just take all the risk out of position, because if I play a wrong move there, you get some a4, some b5. I could just lose my whole queen side and lose the game. And again, I'm up on the clock, so again, assuming that I just play stable here, at the very worst, this should be a draw. At the very worst. So it's more important to stay stable here. I mean, I think I'm going to go... Wait, no, queen a2 allows knight f6, but then I get knight e5. I mean, this is going to get kind of wild, I think. Wait a second. So he goes knight e4. Queen a2, knight f6, knight f e5. Let's just go for it. I guess I'll go here. And he goes queen b7. I mean, bishop f1's the obvious move. An actual threat, though, after rook c1. Knight f2, king f1. Knight takes e4. Wait a second. So if I go rook c1, knight f2, king f2. I don't see it, so I'm just going to go here.
Yeah, if you go queen a1,
Hikaru's going queen a1. Yeah, he's going to
and then equalizing. Yeah, but you've always got to be aware of ideas of knight f2. Knight f2. King takes f2. Bishop takes g2. So I've got 2 pawns. No, it looks kind of funky, but with the queen on a2, your queen's really out of the game. Whereas,
right,
you know, black is raiding, literally raiding on the king side.
Well,
again,
he's got knight back to d6 instead.
Knight f e4. So if I trade, I go knight c4, bishop c5, bishop a3 maybe. Okay, time is still pretty balanced. I mean, f3 doesn't look right. If I take f3, knight c5, knight c4, very messy. Let's take. I can go knight c4 if I want. I think I need to just flatten the board and make the draw here. Yeah, I need to flatten this and just make the draw and get out of dodge with like bishop d4, bishop a3. And bishop a3 is so dry. I can also go queen b1 maybe. Queen a1. I don't want to spend too much time. Let's go here, maybe guard, maybe open the diagonal long term, maybe play f3, maybe go like queen e2. I want to go f3 and maybe d4 at some point. Now he goes knight d6, which of course is a very rock solid move too. Can I go queen g4 maybe? Let's try it. Trying to up the ante a little bit here.
Yeah, here, I mean, the bishop would get really loose as Fedoseev drops to below a minute. Like, this is classic Hikaru. Position is equal objectively, Vassar, but it almost feels like you're getting outplayed. That's what it feels like to play Hikaru.
Yeah, and especially this back and forth weaving with the knight makes a strange impression. Knight to e4, but the good news about knight e4 is it defended f6. Very important. Very important.
Too. Cat and mouse action here, and Fedoseev drops it back to d6. Now his queen is on e7, so he doesn't have to worry as much about the threats that queen g4 creates. It doesn't create any, but Hikaru plays it anyway, just to put more pressure on these e6 and f6 pawns.
So Hikaru basically is also protecting the c4 square so that after knight c4, bishop c4, bishop c4, he can recapture on c4 with the, I was going to say rook, then instantly came the queen, you know,
Right.
like darn.
King f7. I mean, this looks very, very equal. And
It does.
maybe one could argue that black is a tiny bit worse just because his structure is a little bit more flimsy, but with the pieces essentially
No.
all gone from the board, there's no firepower for white to exploit this. And as I say
Bingo.
that, here's h4.
He's looking at bishop e3, but I don't think it's a good move here. Goes for it. Okay, let's take. Isn't this just losing because of rook d7?
Attack here.
The double rook, the queen
Whoa.
versus, no,
Vladimir
I think,
completely lost his mind here.
wait a minute, king g6, rook d7, and
Traps
you're
the queen.
trapped.
Blundered rook d7. Yeah, he's just losing. He's gonna have to sack the bishop and try to play.
You got to give up the bishop now, and it's
Oh
been lost.
no.
Oh,
He
my
has missed rook
goodness.
d8. He missed rook d8. That's all there is to it. Bishop takes
Or
e3 was a mistake, and he has missed
Yeah.
the power of rook to d8.
He
Overlooking-
loses is cool. The game not over yet, though. He's got some chances.
I think
Or does he?
Black should have played king g6, provoke the move rook to d7, and then sacrifice the bishop so that the rook would already be on the d7 square, and maybe there would be more finagling chances. Okay, here
Gotta
we
check
can.
on f4.
Why don't we check on f4? Yeah,
King
you mean king
h1.
h3, king h1? We check on f2.
Ooh.
Ah.
Okay, now I have to come up with moves. Oh,
I call
there I
you
guess in here.
604 just took $5 out of Bezos's pocket. Thanks.
Wait, can I? No. Wait, I have h5 maybe?
That's a
King
completely
h6.
different approach.
Oh, and bishop
Hikaru.
e3. He wanted to take h5, and he'll have queen h4.
Correct. Nice, Danya.
4, queen c1. There's rook d1. I still think this is hard to play for black.
Well, there's a lot of pawns. It should actually be easy to play for black, right? Because what do when you have a lot
But
of
he's gonna
pawns?
get mated. He's gonna get mated.
You got to
It's
push him,
mated
baby.
4.
How come
Rook
that pawn
F1,
isn't
rook
on
G4,
a? Ooh.
Mate, rook d3.
Oh, he saw it.
He
He
found
saw
it.
the mate.
Sheesh, tough game. Into the finals we go. Into the finals we go. There we go. We got the dub. Big dub, you guys. Whew, what a game. Yeah, so I think he just missed rook d8. He forgot that after rook, basically he just blundered this. He just forgot that when he moves the king, I go here and the queen is just queen of sausage. It's just completely stuck here on e7, and that's game over. Get the win, move on to the finals. So let's, wow, what a game.